Man, me and my boy Kev just finished 25-minute workout in 3 miles. So now we're just having a conversation about, our lives, challenges that we may face as athletes, or, just with fitness, health, and our mentality in general. So Kev was just giving me his viewpoint, you know what I'm saying? So just join the conversation.
Pretty much, y'all, I was telling my brother Anthony that when I was on the back end of that 3 miles, it got to a point where it felt like you was really walking, kinda, but we was still going, obviously, but we didn't want to stop until we obviously hit the 3 mile mark. But it got me thinking, because obviously I won't listen to no music, we won't talking, but it got me thinking back to like back in Blacksburg when workouts would get real tough. And I remember like one moment, like very vividly, it was a 4 a.m. workout, and we was pushing the sled, but it was like maybe negative, it felt like -11, but it was like 17 degrees. And I'm like, man, like, I really want this, I really pray for it and everything. But sometimes in the moments, how do I like flip the switch to make it, I wouldn't necessarily say like non-existent, that you can, obviously you're gonna feel it, but make it so like I'm not feeling so, like it's not like, I was telling Anthony that like I really was feeling like my health was in danger, I might pass out. Like I'm trying to eliminate all those thoughts and just be straight attack mode on everything, because that's really that's how you know you really get better, right? But at the same time, it's like, man, if I'm not feeling this every time I work out, is it even counting, Are you gonna see the results? And that's the main thing I'm trying to get to, is just see the results, because it's just tough.
So he said something that got me thinking, and I think we all reach that point when we're working out, doing a tough workout, you know what I'm saying, trying to better ourselves, and we get to that place. I always call it the wall of limitations. And the reason I call it the wall of limitations is because you reach a level and a place in your workout that perhaps is very uncomfortable. It's very uncomfortable. And you feel like you're just gonna pass out. You feel like you're gonna give up. You know what I'm saying? You're like, your body is telling you stop. Like everything about you is saying stop right now, because I'm gonna pass out, I'm gonna die, I'm gonna this, I'm gonna that. And all these scenarios play out in our heads. That's not even real. So, Kev, when that moment happens, when that hits, what do you do? What do you tell yourself?
Just pretty much keep going, man. You gotta remember what you prayed for, and remember everything that you asked God for. And then you can't be, if you ask God for it, you can't be sad that it hurt a little bit when you get in there too. That's the only reason why I kept going, because that's what hit my spirit. You asked God for this. Now He's doing everything. He opening up doors for you. You can't be afraid of the pain. That's why later on I'm going to the field. But my legs hurt right now.
That's real, yo. How many times do we ask God for things like success and different opportunities, right? But we have to understand that faith without works is dead. So if we're going to ask God for these things, then we got to position ourselves for them. So when the opportunity comes to grow, you can't knock the challenge. You got to take off. You got to hit it hard. Because if you don't, then you can't be mad at God for the results that you end up with. It just doesn't work like that. You ask God for it. Now you got to understand that you're going to be presented the opportunity to handle your business. You got to handle business, right? How do we do that? I say kick down the wall of limitations. It's literally like conditioning of your mind. You repeating to yourself and practicing, going through those moments and busting through that wall of limitations. Because what's going to happen is, if you don't break through that wall of limitations, it's going to come at you again. You're going to continue to run into that wall of limitations. So it's important, like when that moment happens, to break through that wall. Otherwise, you're going to keep hitting that wall. It's going to happen every time. And you know what? It doesn't just happen on the field. It doesn't just happen on the court. It doesn't just happen in the weight room. It happens in study hall, like you said. It happens in class. It even happens in even when you're studying your faith, like those walls are going to come up. You know what that wall is? It can come in the form of a distraction. It can come in the form of anything. So you got to bust through it. You got to stay focused. You got to stay focused. On that 3 mile run, what did you keep telling yourself? Like, what was one of the most challenging thoughts that you had?
The most challenging thought, probably just the simple fact that you prayed for this, and just remembering days when you wasn't working. That, for me, that's what it was.
So clarify, you say you pray for this. What is this?
Like, you pray to see, well, I know for me, verbatim, my prayers are, I pray that everything I'm working for it as I'm working for the Lord. So I know on the back end, God gonna take care of everything because He's never failed me. And He's already done it one time, done the impossible, and blew my mind like before. So it's like, you already know God can blow your mind. So now it's like, you have to empty the tank for real and do everything you can to get yourself right. Because I mean, like, I remember the last time, like I was telling you before, I never knew my body could get as big as it was or go as fast as I was going. But now it's like, you prayed for this. So now when you're struggling, you getting it back, it's kind of much more sweeter now because you already know it's going to pay off for sure. And it's like, man, and I like that. That's how it got me through. You just prayed for it. You just prayed for it.
That's good. So you're looking at it like God is answering my prayers right now. So I got to take advantage of this opportunity.
Exactly.
And
even if the prayers isn't actually answered right now, like I told you, I'm waiting on that letter to come in the mail. But even if it's not answered right now, you already know it's already done because of what He's already done.
It's real.
And you woke up this morning, so that's enough right there.
Having faith in the process.
Exactly.
Like, it took faith to finish. It took faith to reach our goal. It took faith to finish. It took faith to do a lot of things, man. And we all have it. You that's listening right now, you have faith, right? You just got to acknowledge the faith that you have and then walk in it. Something Kev said was, I emptied the tank. And that's my question to you. Like, what area in your life are you not emptying the tank on? Why are you not burning all the gas in it? What are you afraid of? Why are you afraid of emptying the tank? And when I say emptying the tank, why are you afraid of giving it your all? Why are you afraid of attacking something with everything you got and reaching that point of all-out fatigue? What is the thing keeping you from doing that? Like, that's a really serious question because a lot of us are afraid of pain. A lot of us are afraid of fatigue. We're afraid of being tired because we feel like we're going to die. We feel like it's going to take too much. It's going to require too much and that we are incapable, right? But I remember a scripture in the Bible. I can't even think of the address of where it is in the Bible, but I remember that God's grace is sufficient for us, right? That God gives us the strength to do everything that is good. So His grace is sufficient for you in whatever you're facing. In the weight room, it's sufficient on the field, and your job, and your career, in college, whatever you're doing, God's grace is always sufficient in the little thing. Like, God cares about the little things too, not just the big, but the little. But I appreciate y'all for joining us in this conversation. All right, we might keep these things going. And it's raw. It's no fancy editing or any of that. This is just raw stuff, raw conversations that we have. I'm a personal trainer. That's my career. Kingdom Fit is my fitness business. Kev is an athlete. He plays football, DB, wide receiver. So it's like we have these type of conversations. I played a little R&B. I said R&B. I played a little running back in the day in slot. You feel me? But we just had these conversations because it's real stuff for athletes, for people who just want to get better mentally, physically, and spiritually.
It's like health for your brain.
Health for your brain. All right, y'all stay blessed.